It was a dark and stormy night in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The wind howled through the streets, sending trash cans rolling and making the trees bend and creak. In the distance, a faint thunder rumbled, signaling the approach of a powerful storm. In the town of Albuquerque, there was a sense of unease that hung in the air. People whispered about the West Mesa Bone Collector, a serial killer who had terrorized the town years ago. The police had found the bodies of 11 young women buried in the West Mesa, and despite years of investigation, the killer had never been caught. But now there were rumors that the Bone Collector was back. People said they had seen strange figures lurking in the shadows and heard screams in the night. The police received dozens of calls every week, but no new evidence ever came to light. One night, a young woman named Maria was walking home from her job at a local diner. She lived in a small apartment on the outskirts of town, and the walk home was usually uneventful. But on this night, she felt as if someone was watching her. She quickened her pace, her heart pounding in her chest. She heard the sound of footsteps behind her, and she turned to see a shadowy figure in the darkness. The figure was tall and lean, with a hood covering his head. Maria tried to run, but the figure was too fast. It grabbed her by her arm and pulled her into an alleyway. Maria screamed for help, but no one came. The figure dragged her deeper into the alley, and Maria could see a faint light in the distance, like the flicker of a candle. As they got closer, Maria saw the light was coming from a small room carved out of the ground. It was a makeshift burial chamber with the bones and decaying flesh. The Bone Collector stood in the middle of the room, holding a knife in one hand and a bone in the other. Maria tried to fight back, but the Bone Collector was too strong. She felt the cold steel of the knife against her skin, and she knew that she was going to die. But just as the Bone Collector was about to strike, there was a sudden flash of lightning, and the room was filled with a blinding light. When the light faded, the Bone Collector was gone, and Maria was left alone in the darkness. She stumbled out of the alley and into the street, her heart racing and her body trembling. She knew that she had narrowly escaped death, and that the Bone Collector was still out there, somewhere in the shadows, waiting to strike again.